Hey Smugstick, it's everyone. Fusion is one of the most iconic techniques in all of Dragon Ball. Who hasn't thought of one between Goku and Gohan or Frieza and Cell? Hell, I even made one of my own. This is Bro-long. The poses alone are a staple of pop culture, showing up in sporting events and referenced in media.
I've been practicing this angle for 6 hours, and all I get is the skinny fusion.
The idea began when Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, was stuck while writing the book. He'd had plenty of transformations before, so where else could he go power-wise? Well, his friend and fellow manga artist, Masakatsu Katsura, told him to just smash and fuse characters together to make something new. And that's exactly what he did. Toriyama practiced the poses in the mirror and boom, an infinite source for fan art. Who hasn't made their own freak of nature? What have I done? But what if you could create your own fusion? Have it published alongside Dragon Ball, maybe even made official? Well, back in 1995, fans in Japan didn't just ask what if, they answered it. Weekly Shonen Jump, right in the middle of Kid Buu's rampage in chapter 508, held a contest. Design your own Dragon Ball fusion. The best would be published. Get enough card-ass cards to build a small house, but the #1 spot would win an Akira Toriyama autograph.
Even Toriyama got in on the action, giving us his take on the anime scene where Krillin and Piccolo show off the fusion dance to Goten and Trunks. This is Krillin, and I absolutely love him.
No nose, forehead dots, and a mean look in his eyes. Really the perfect fusion between the two. It's something we'd never get normally, and especially not drawn by Toriyama, so this was certainly a treat. So today, let's go over these often forgotten fan fusion creations. And we'll do it in the overused yet effective format of a tier list. But don't worry, I'm not here to just roast a bunch of 12-year-olds. Plus, they all gotta be like 40 now, and probably more successful than me. But before we get to the actual fan creations, some uncredited artists at Shonen Jump had the privilege of making an example. I guess Toriyama's wasn't enough? This was a Goku and Mr. Satan fusion, complete with Goku's hair, Satan's afro texture, and a big ol' #1 belt. A fusion like this had recently shown up, drawn by Toriyama, when Goku debates with himself if he should really fuse with Mr. Satan. But fun fact, this is the first time the fusion was named at all. The name Gotan would stick when the fusion was made playable in Budokai 2, at least in Japan. Over here, he was known as Gokyu. Pick his second costume in game, and you actually get something that looks way more like this drawing, and also a bit terrifying. I wonder if it was a reference. Tiencha, the other what-if fusion in the game, doesn't have a completely different design for his second outfit. Either way, I like it, it's goofy, it's in B tier. With that out of the way, let me ask you a question. What would Chi-Chi and Bulma have done if Vegito really was permanent? Well, kids in Japan were probably asking the same thing, because one of my favorite submissions was this: Bolchi, the fusion of Bulma and Chi-Chi. You might have seen her floating around online. She's got a ton of fan art and kinda lives in the collective Dragon Ball fandom brain now, often paired up with Vegito, as an answer to who would the fusion have chosen if it really was permanent. The hair, a perfect mix between Bulma and Chi-Chi's. The face, intense. The ladle, ready to cook, or to whoop someone's ass with it. That's really where Chi-Chi shines through. She looks like she's about to grant you and invent a time machine at the same time. Also, she won the Sexy Prize award. Not sure what that says about the judges, but I also don't disagree. A theme you'll see with a lot of these fan fusions is that they could go one of two ways. Either make the coolest thing ever conceived, or really lean into the absurdity of Dragon Ball. And this next one is definitely the latter. Pochi, the fusion of Chi-Chi and Mr. Popo, won the "it's got some flavor to it, oddly enough" prize. And yeah, it definitely does. It looks like it's fully aware of its own existence and deeply regrets it. But here's the thing, the longer I stare at it, the more I weirdly like it. There's something so cursed, yet endearing, like a haunted doll that just wants a hug. Either that or the sweet embrace of death. The magazine mentions that there were multiple Mr. Popo fusions submitted, meaning this is the one they thought was the most publishable. Or punishable? C tier, but spiritually, legendary. Let's switch gears into something more fun. Winner of the Super Nostalgic Prize. This is Goku Gori, the fusion of Goku and Gregory, the anime-only cricket from King Kai's planet. I would ask, who the hell thinks of this? But it's honestly right up my alley. I loved Gregory as a kid, so this weird little Pokemon thing this child made is just for me. He's got gauntlet arms with the numbers 5 and 9 on them, read as Go and Ku in Japanese, so I appreciate that. And if you've ever wondered why Goku has 59 on his jackets, that's why. Still, I can't stop imagining this tiny bug and a full-grown Saiyan trying to sync up the fusion dance. And if it was the Potara, then that earring alone might have crushed him. Creative, chaotic, and surprisingly stylish. A tier. This next one genuinely unsettles me. Tenbulhan. The fusion of Bulma and Tien won the "What the heck is this?" prize. And yeah, earned. Where Tien really shines through, beyond the third eye, it's the fact that its top is so much bigger than its legs. Because if there's one truth in the universe, is that Tien does anything but leg day. And the haircut? The idea that combining Bulma, one of the characters with the most hairstyles in Dragon Ball, with Tien's bald ass, just gives the fusion the Frank Reynolds haircut is kinda hilarious. And yet, I can't look away. It's not bad, it's just wrong. C tier, but with a question mark. Up next, we've got Picorot, the fusion of Goku and Piccolo, and the winner of the Even Buu is Speechless award. And yeah, same Buu, same. From the face alone, he just looks like a messed up Super Saiyan 3, and it makes me wonder, is he green, Goku's skin tone, or like somewhere in the middle? The outfit leans a lot more Namekian, like a remix of the Turtle Gi in a more regal way. But that hair turban combo, that kinda throws me off. It reminds me of Jotaro's hat from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Is it a hat? Is it hair? Is it neither? Is it both? Who knows? Still, it's not a bad fusion idea at all. Goku and Piccolo actually do practice the fusion dance together multiple times, so this one kinda writes itself. In fact, I'm kinda surprised that we haven't seen it in a game or something. Creepy? Maybe a little, but I dig the concept. B tier. The next one is my personal favorite, Go Senin, the fusion of Goku and Master Roshi, and winner of the Nice Idea prize. And it is a nice idea. It's basically just Roshi with Super Saiyan hair and a fusion vest, but somehow that's all it really needs. It feels like something Toriyama would have actually drawn.
He's got that scrawny old man body and that goofy grin, missing teeth. He really is mostly just Master Roshi in Goku cosplay. But it does make me wonder, what does he look like in 100% power?
Also, he's drawn as a card-S card, which is clever. I wish I was a card-S card. This next one might actually be my favorite of the bunch. The winner of the Cool Prize Award, and eventually an actual fusion, this is Gohanks. The hair looks totally original at first glance, but it's actually the perfect blend of Gohan and future Trunks' hair, making it into something quite unique for a fusion. Same goes for the outfit. Gohan's gi mixed with Trunks' more casual clothes works surprisingly well. He doesn't look exactly like the Gohanks we'd get in later games, but this is the first time ever the name and concept appeared anywhere. It's kind of an obvious idea when you think about it. Gohan was Trunks' master, and future Trunks had been gone from the story for a while, despite still being extremely popular. So bringing these two fan favorite and connected characters together just makes sense. And the best part, this design was drawn by a 15-year-old Kentaro Yabuki, who went on to create To Love Ru, Black Cat, and the Darling in the Franxx manga adaptation. He even had his own Dragon Ball art feature alongside the original manga in a re-release of the Dragon Ball manga. So it was a fan-made fusion that led to an entire manga career. All inspired by Toriyama. Life has a weird way of working itself out. Back in 2024, after Toriyama's passing, Kentaro Yabuki also ended up looking for his old drawings, finding all the ones he didn't submit to the magazine, including a fusion between Master Roshi and Broly, another between Krillin and Frieza, a slightly different take on Gohanks, and one I personally really enjoy, the fusion between Buu and his dog, B. I guess he would be named Bio or Bui? Something like that. Either way, they're all really fun. S tier. No questions. And here it is. The grand prize winner of the 1995 contest, Seru Senin, the fusion of Cell and Master Roshi, Kame Senin. A fusion so powerful that he only absorbs women. Yep, that's the actual description from the artist. You know, totally normal stuff for a child to submit to Shonen Jump. Design-wise, it's fun. He's got Roshi's bushy eyebrows, Cell's crown with his nose attached to it, and just enough weirdness to stand out. Is it my winner? It is clever, don't get me wrong, but it's just a little bit too simple in my opinion. Especially when compared to Bolchi, Gohanks, even Goku Gori. Still, it's got that early fan energy that makes this whole contest so special, because that's what it is, a time capsule of Dragon Ball fans who were actively reading it as it was coming out. That's why I really appreciate this. It's hard to find information about that time. What characters did people like? Who were they thinking about? If they made a new contest today, fans probably wouldn't make something like Goku Gori because Gregory isn't exactly the most important character. But at the time, he was a standout in anime filler. This one goes in A tier. But barely. But speaking of a modern contest, that wasn't the only time Dragon Ball would do something like this. Much later, in 2016, the video game Dragon Ball Fusions was released, showcasing a bunch of what-if fusions never seen before, including 2 new versions of Gohanks, a present and a future one.
Even a playable Krillin based on Toriyama's old art. What more could you want?
V-Jump announced a new fan contest alongside the game, promising that the winning fusion would appear in the Dragon Ball Fusions manga, which sounds like an amazing prize if it actually ended up happening. The manga did come out. It ran for 11 issues, but the winning characters never appear in it. Instead, the winners had their characters added to the game as free DLC, obtainable through QR codes. First up is Goru's, the fusion of Goku and Beerus. It's fine. I get it. It must have been difficult to come up with a design for 2 characters who are so different from each other. But it kinda just looks like Goku, but purple with cat ears. Cool in theory, but I think we could have gone a little weirder. At least he keeps Beerus' RBF. He's also strong as hell in the game, and just the concept of a Goku-Beerus fusion is amazing. Imagine if we got something like this in the actual story. What kind of enemy requires a fusion like this? Next is the Great Satan Man, the fusion of Mr. Satan and the Great Saiyaman. And yes, this is everything I want from a fan fusion. It just makes sense. 2 loud and proud heroes of justice. Over-the-top poses? Check. Giant chin? Absolutely. His helmet can't even contain his afro. He even has a move called the Great Satan Miracle Super Justice Kick.
The creator even mentions that whenever he throws one of his justice poses, he also ends up throwing out his back.
A tier. Easily. And finally, the best of the bunch. I don't think it'll be for everyone, but it's certainly for me. Tanks, the fusion of future Trunks and Tapion. It just works. If you've ever seen Wrath of the Dragon,
or in Japanese, Dragon Fist Explosion, if Goku won't do it, who will?
Then you know Tapion's sword is heavily implied to be the same one future Trunks uses. It doesn't really make sense if you think about it for more than 30 seconds, but it's a really fun idea. This fusion connects the dots in a way that we would have never gotten to see otherwise. Design-wise, it's peak edgy fanart energy, in the best way. The mohawk, the layered belts, 2 swords. It's a bit 2000s, a bit Kingdom Hearts, a little bit edgy, but it's 100% for me. I really like how the mohawk is changed just enough to make it that much more Saiyan. The only thing missing from the game version is the dual swords from the original fan drawing. I mean, come on, it's the fusion of 2 guys who use the same sword. Let him cook! Not that it would matter anyways, since in the Western release, all swords were changed for wooden sticks. And if that little bit of weird censorship wasn't enough, they also removed the ability to scan QR codes, meaning that characters like Tanks, Gorus, and even the 2 new versions of Gohanks were completely inaccessible without cheating, which was a huge shame. They were all really fun. Still, absolutely S tier. So why make this video? Why dig up some obscure part of Shonen Jump history? Well, because it's not just trivia, it's proof of how powerful inspiration can be. Let's go back to that 15-year-old kid that drew Gohanks. Kentaro Yabuki in 2024 explained just how much that contest victory meant to him in response to Toriyama's passing. The first time a picture of mine was ever published in Jump was with a fan-made character that I had mailed in by postcard. I think that became my source of confidence to, several years later, send a submission to a manga contest. I was never blessed with a chance to meet him, but even if I had, I think I would have been so awestruck that I wouldn't have been able to even approach him. That's how much I admired him. The picture I received from him for To Love Ru's 10th anniversary also came bundled with a comment that was filled with so much kindness that I will treasure it for the rest of my life. Toriyama-sensei, I truly thank you for giving me, for giving all of us fun memories throughout all our lives. I pray that I might one day meet you, clad with a halo on top of your head. From the bottom of my heart, I pray that your soul may rest in peace. That's the power Dragon Ball stories in general have. What might be the craziest part is that he's not alone. Kubo, Kishimoto, Oda, they were all inspired by Dragon Ball in their own unique way. Inspired to write a story, pick up a pencil and draw, and submit their work. Now, I'm not saying that somewhere deep down in the archives of Shonen Jump, there's a fusion between Goku, a rubber band, and a pirate, but I'm also not saying that. So draw your OCs, your fusions, your weird little guys, because you never know where it'll take you. Well, it's officially been a whole month since I submitted Bro Along to Shonen Jump, and I finally got a response. Dear Smugstick, Brolong, considered terrorism, banned from Japan.